Hello friends, welcome to the Unlived Memories. Today I am again here to give you a new nightmare. First of all, plug your headphones, close your eyes, and let's start the story. You know that feeling when you get scared and your brain starts making things worse. Like every shadow looks darker, every sound feels closer, every small noise turns into something bigger. Yeah, imagine if something in your house could learn from that, not just react to your fear, but study it, improve because of it. Because that's exactly what started happening to me. At first, it was small, so small, I almost ignored it. Just random noises at night, light taps, soft creaks, things you would normally blame on an old house settling. And let me ask you something. Have you ever heard a noise at night and just said, yeah, I'm not turning with that? You pulled the blanket over your head. Yeah, see, that was me. I didn't check. I didn't care. And for a few nights, nothing happened. But then something changed. The sound became specific. Not random, not accidental, intentional. Like one night I had heard a tap on my wall just once. The next night, two taps, same place, same timing, almost like it was testing something. And here's the weirdest part, it only happened when I noticed it. If I ignored it, it stopped. If I reacted, it continued. At that point, I was more curious than scared, which, looking back, was a mistake. So I decided to test it. Yeah, I know. Smart decision, right? The next night, when I heard the tapping, I sat up and said, out loud, okay, do it again. Silence for a few seconds. Nothing happened, and I almost laughed. I was about to lie back down. Then, tap right behind me, not the wall this time, my closest. Now pause. What would you do? Open it, ignore it, leave the house immediately because personally I just stared at it like if I didn't move, it wouldn't escalate. But it did. The next step come faster, louder, and then it stopped again. That's when I realized something. It wasn't just making noise, it was waiting for a reaction, and the moment I gave it attention, it adjusted. Like it was learning. I didn't sleep much at that night. The next day, I tried to convince myself it was nothing, stress, imagination, maybe I needed better sleep. Maybe I needed to stop watching horror content at 2 a.m. Normal explanation. But that night, it got smarter. I was lying in the bed, trying to ignore everything when I heard my phone buzz on my desk. A notification, I didn't think much of it until it buzzed again and again, rapid, like someone spamming messages. So I picked it up. No notifications, nothing. Then I heard it, the buzzing again. But this time not from my phone, from under my bed. Yeah, go ahead, lift your feet. Real quick, just in case. I froze completely because now it wasn't just sound, it was placement. It knew where to create the noise, the most fear. And that's when it clicked. It wasn't random, it was adapting. Every time I got scared, it learned what works. The tapping didn't scare me anymore, so it changed. The silence didn't scare me, so it filled it. It was involving and I was teaching it how. Now, here's where the things get worse because fear isn't something you can just turn off. The more I realized what was happening, the more scared I got. And the more scared I got, the smarter it became. That night, I decided to stay calm. Completely calm. No reactions, no fear, just ignore everything. Sounds easy, right? Yeah, try to doing that when something whispers your name from the inside of your walls, not outside, not inside. The whisper was soft, almost unnoticeable. The second clearer, the third right next to my ear, and I didn't move, didn't react, didn't even breathe properly. Because now I understood the rules, not spoken, not written, but real. It feeds on fear. It learns from fear, and if I stopped giving it that, maybe it would stop growing. But here's the problem. It had already learned too much. The next night, where there were no sounds, no whispers, no movement, just silence. And honestly, that scared me more because for the first time it didn't need to try. I was already afraid, and then out of nowhere, my door slowly creaked open. Not fast, not dramatic, just enough to let me know it didn't need to hide anymore. I stared at the door, heart racing, trying not to react, trying not to feel anything. But then I saw something that broke me. My reflection in the mirror across the room, except I wasn't looking at the door. My reflection was. Yeah, read that again. I was facing forward, but my reflection was turned, watching the door open. Now tell me, how do you stay calm when the reality itself stops making sense? That's when I felt it. Not heard, not seen, felt. Right behind me, close, closer than before, and then it spoke. Not my name, not a whisper, a sentence clear, calm, almost curious. I understand you now. That was it. That was the moment I realized I lost because it didn't need fear anymore. It already learned everything from it. My reactions, my instincts, my limits. It knew exactly how far to push without breaking me. And that's the worst, because now it doesn't want me gone. It wants me aware. It wants me to live here with it, knowing it's getting better every single day. And here is the part I still don't understand. It stopped trying to scare me completely. No noises, no whispers, no movement, nothing. And somehow, that's more terrifying because now I don't know what it's doing or what it's waiting for. But sometimes late at night, I catch myself getting scared over nothing. A random thought, a sudden feeling, and for a split second, I feel something shift like it's still learning, still growing, just quieter now. So let me ask you something. If something in your house learned from your fear, would you try to stay calm or would you already be too late? Because I tried and it worked at first, but now I don't think it needs me to be scared anymore. I think it already knows enough. And if you made it this far, just check your surroundings for a second. Because something's there, but because of you feel right now, that's light and ease. Yeah, imagine something learning from that. Subscribe because the next time I am going to tell you what happens when it finally decides it's learned enough. And trust me, you don't want to be there when it does. Take care. Bye bye.